Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Destiny. I'm Eddie the Chump and today I'll be talking about some of my favourite weapons ever. Now before we begin, spoiler warning is in full effect. There is information on Reddit about this subject. I'm going to talk about some of it, so if you don't want to know any specifics and you want to play Destiny 2 completely blind, now is your chance to click off the video. Final warning. Okay, if you're still here, let's get hyped together. The MITRE is returning! Hallelujah! Now we know this because it was part of the Reddit leak of the Destiny 2 strategy guide. This is the #1 weapon on this list because it's my absolute cast iron favourite weapon of all time from Destiny 1. Faster movement, great strafe game, great 4-shot feel in Crucible, free persistent radar. It's just a great gun, and I'll be honest, any game would be better off with its inclusion. That's how much I like it. And that's kind of the point of this list, really. It's picking out the weapons that, to me, are so unique and powerful and cool that there's almost no way you could make a Destiny game without them. Now, some people might say they want all new exotics for an all new game, and I fully respect that. But there is a part of me that says, what these weapons do have to be part of any Destiny game, and if they weren't included, there would have to be some sort of equivalent, which would result in those guns just being a reskin. So why not have the originals back in the first place? I'm just so personally happy about the MITRE. I know a lot of people could take it or leave it, but for me this news is the pinnacle of hype. MITRE with a mouse and keyboard precision on PC. I'll just leave that thought with you. For the next 4 guns, there is zero confirmation about their return. This is just a wish list inspired by the MITRE news. Maybe none of them are back. Maybe they come back with DLC later on. I don't know. All I do know is that I want them back. Hawkmoon. Let's be real, the Isa Luna was a pale reflection of how mighty the Hawkmoon used to be. Nerfed into irrelevance, its Destiny 1 fate was a sad sight to behold. Hawkmoon and Thorn were part of a Year 1 era that a lot of people still yearn for. In its prime, it was amazing in Crucible and PvE. Its large clip, high impact, and 2 luck in the chambers made it truly one of the god guns. It looked incredible, sounded dangerous, and could be a very quick end to Darkness factions or enemy guardians alike. I always felt like the Thorn was cheap, but the Hawkmoon, despite its RNG 2-tap power, never made me angry to die to. I truly miss it, and fingers crossed we can see it return and take its rightful place as one of the very top tier hand cannons in the game. Bad Juju. Where do I start with the Juju? I guess I should begin with what made me fall in love with it in the first place. I'd never really played with an auto burst weapon before this, and something about its quick fire rate with a recoil pattern that you had to physically control was incredibly mechanically satisfying to me. It was just so much fun to actually shoot. When you add in the fact that String of Curses reloaded its clip on kill, boosted its damage, and built super quicker, what you have is a recipe for arguably one of the very best guns of all time. With everything exotic in Destiny 1, it had its prime before being nerfed. Taken King era was the best for this classic gun, especially in Crucible, as that was a pulse heavy meta at the time anyway. The Red Death almost made this list for that reason, but the Juju was always my favourite out of the 2. If you use it now, it's still fun, but it doesn't really compete. I hope they bring it back and bring it back how it was in Year 2, in all its admittedly overpowered glory. Suros regime. The only good auto rifle ever. Well, that's not true, as some of you have made sure I've known in the comment section, but it did have its own era of semi-dominance, which is incredible when you think about some of the other weapons that were around at the same time. The build I always preferred was with focused fire, not spinning up. Something about its almost auto scout rifle fire rate was fun to me, and Suros Legacy was actually way more useful than other perks of the same nature. The extra damage was welcome, and the proc rate on the health regen seemed to be quite common. I was always torn between Lightweight and Hammer Forged, preferring one over the other dependent on the map. The reason I want it to return is totally selfish. I imagine every weapon through the lens of a PC player. How good would spinning up be from the hip with a mouse? Monstrous. That's how good. I want the regime back in Destiny 2 and I want it now. No land beyond. Look, I know what you're thinking. How can this peasant not say Galahorn or Icebreaker or any number of exotics that were actually any good? Why, Eddie, why? Why have you picked this total piece of trash to return? It's a good question. But here's the thing. On almost every other game I play, I like to iron sight snipe, or as close to it as I can get. Black Ops 2, the KSG was my baby. Battlefield 4, I'd use an iron sight L96 just for meme's sake. Infinite Warfare, it's an Elo sight Trek 50. That's not overpowered at all. I just love playing in a hyper-aggressive, totally unsuitable, low percentage sniper playstyle. It is the coolest thing that you can do in gaming, at least for me. When you hit the shots, you feel like a total baller. The No Land Beyond never felt like that in Destiny 1. It was total garbage. But if it comes back and I get to use a mouse, damn son, it's gonna be a meme fest. I told you this list was subjective. I know that the exotics I have chosen won't be that similar to most people's. I expect dislikes, that's fine. There's a distinctly Crucible flavour to the 5 weapons I've mentioned, and I'm sure your guys' list would have many more PvE god guns in it, but it's just for fun. Let's all take the time to remember the guns that made us love them. List in the comments what the 5 weapons you'd most like to see return are. We can compare and be all nerdy and get into fun but useless arguments on the internet about it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another one of our videos again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. And finally, please check out our Twitters where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,